Good morning, class. In the previous video we did the major political divisions of Europe, and in today's class we will do the major physical features. Turn to page number 62. The continent is divided into four major physical regions running from north to south. They are Northwestern Highlands, North European Plain, Central Uplands and Alpine Mountains. Now Northwestern Highlands, underline, covers an extensive area that extends from Norway and Sweden to the northern parts of Scotland, Wales, Ireland and northern France. These highlands have steep slopes in the eastern parts and form cliffs to the coast of Atlantic Ocean. Though we have done this before, children, but let us quickly do it so that we start a new topic today and there is no break in it. Many branches of these highlands covered with glacial ice penetrate deep into the sea. These glacial snouts make vertical cuts to the coastline as they meet seas. These long, narrow, deep creeks are called as fjords. Now, the Scandinavian mountains are made up with oldest shield rocks. Shield rocks are, write it down, children, large area of exposed, flat, Precambrian crystalline, igneous and high-grade metamorphic rocks that form tectonically stable areas. They are believed to be 570 million to 3.5 billion years old. I'll quickly, if you remember your class 6 geography, see, these are shields. Okay, you learnt about the Canadian shield when you were learning about the continent of North America. Now coming back to our own chapter, children. The Scandinavian mountains are made up with oldest shield rocks called Libysian gneiss. Thus the highlands in the north are called Fennoscandian shield. These shields are shaped by glaciations. Koholen mountains of Scandinavia are the results of such glacial action. The highlands around the Baltic Sea are known as the Baltic Shield. Underline that, children. Now coming to the North European Plain. It is the largest mountain-free landform in Europe. Most of the plains lie in the temperate broadleaf and mixed forest biome. Biome is a large naturally occurring community of flora and fauna of that area. Now when we are talking about the temperate broadleaf and mixed forest, then it is characterized by the climate over there is very distinct with warm and cool areas. Check out the net also, children, and you will see what kind of forest we are talking about when we talk about temperate broadleaf and mixed forest biome. Though its eastern part extends into Eurasian steppe. Now these plains lie underlined between the Ural Mountains in the east and Atlantic coast in the west. Underline that. Plains are wide in the east and get narrow towards the west. Now, the European plain, underline, is a low-lying, flat and gently rolling platform. Can you see over here? Okay, it has long been an important farming area. There are many small plains scattered in the north and south of central lowland, also considered as the part of this physical division. Plains of Lombardy of Italy, Andalusia in Spain and the plains of Hungary are some examples. Now, underline, the soil of the European plain is rich with nutrients and supports intensive farming and cattle rearing. So before that, children, I want you to underline plains of Lombardy of Italy, Andalusia in Spain and plains of Hungary as examples. Now coming back to, in France, Germany and Belgium, soils are derived from volcanic lava rocks which are very fertile. So mostly the soil will be black. Some parts have residue. What is residue? Whatever is left, a small amount, what is left from a bigger amount is called a residue. So some parts have residue of limestone and sandstone. Thus the meadows of those areas look lush emerald green. So it is because of the kind of sand or the texture of the earth which is available there. So it gives a different green color to the flora over there. Maximum portion is made up of sand, clay and loess. Please underline, children. So loess is again a kind of soil which gets blown into a particular area, especially in a dry area, children, where you have semi-arid region. So it is a very fine soil, okay, and you will generally find it in a dry or semi-arid region. Now that were the glacial deposits and are highly fertile. Some parts of the plain have rich deposits of coal, petroleum and natural gas. So please underline all this. Hills have been reduced to basins such as the London Basin and Paris Basin. Underline, the plain is drained by many rivers. Most of them have radial flowing patterns. Radial is circular or spiral. Thus the rivers are used extensively for inland navigation. See, river provide it over here, can you see? So it is used extensively for inland transportation of people, or just say inland navigation. Now let us come to important rivers of Europe. Underline, River Volga is the longest river of Europe with its source at the Valdai Hills in Russia and flows into the Caspian Sea. Underline all that. River Danube is the second longest river. It originates in the Black Forest region of Germany and flows into the Black Sea. Now, River Rhine is the busiest and one of the most important rivers of Europe. It originates in the Alps and flows northwards to drain into the North Sea. Now, River Thames is the important river of the UK, more precisely of England, and drains into the North Sea. Besides, River Seine, River Don, River Dnieper, River Elbe, River Po and River Rhone are other important rivers. Those drains the European plains. Now coming to central uplands. Underline, children, have you underlined whatever you have seen underlined over here? Now coming to central uplands. To the south of the great European North Plains lie a series of low plateaus and mountains. They are also old mountains and thus have been considerably worn down by the agents of erosion like wind and rain. These are low-ranged highlands with the maximum height remaining below 1600 meters. The Central Massif and the Vosges of France, the Ardennes of Belgium, the Black Forest and the Taunus in Germany, and the Our and Sureten in the Czech Republic mark this region. Please underline whatever you see underline. The river valleys of the Rhine, Elbe and Danube are rather well populated as compared to the sparse population in the rest of the region. The Ural Mountain is also a part of this upland system. The hills and plateaus of the central uplands are the storehouse of a variety of minerals. Now coming to Alpine Mountains. In the south of the old mountain range, there are high and young fold mountains. I told you what are young fold mountains. They are formed due to the tectonic movement of due to plate tectonics, where two plates move, they come and collide with each other, and the area which is in between them, it rises upward, giving rise to fold mountains. So old mountains are ones which were formed earlier than the young fold mountains. The Alps is a part of the chain of young fold mountains. Atlas, mountains of Africa, the Rocky Mountains of North America, the Andes of South America, and the Himalayas of Asia. It extends from the Atlantic in the west to the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea in the east. The Alpine Mountains are characterized by high peaks, steep slopes, and deep valleys. Now, further, let us study about the Alpine Mountains. They form an enormous mountain range of approximately 1200 kilometers across 8 countries, starting from Austria and Slovenia in the east, France, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, and southeast Germany in the west, and Monaco and Italy in the south. So Liechtenstein is in and southeast Germany they both are in the west. Now these mountains are very old and formed over tens of millions of years ago. We are talking about the Alpine mountain range. But though they are considered to be the young fold mountains, but still they were formed around over tens of millions of years ago, when the African and the Eurasian tectonic plates collided. So due to the process of folding, high mountains are formed from the marine sedimentary rocks. Mount Blanc is the highest peak of the Alps with a height of 4,807 meters. Some active volcanoes such as Mount Etna and Mount Vesuvius of Italy are also found here. So they are very active. These two particular volcanoes are quite active. Now coming to the Alpine mountain range, which has been divided into three sets. The Himalayas, they are also divided into three different sets: the higher, the middle and the lower Himalayas. The Western Alps, these lie west of the Great St. Bernard Pass, and they comprise the highest ranges, such as the Pyrenees and Cantabrian Mountains. Now the Central Alps, these are located between the Great St. Bernard and Lake Constance. The Dinaric Alps and the Apennines of this part run towards south. So please underline all that. Now the Eastern Alps. These stretch from Lake Constance in the east into Austria, northern Italy, southern Germany and Slovenia. They comprise the Carpathian, the Balkan and the Transylvanian mountains. The Caucasus forms the eastern border of the Alpine system. Now see children, when you come back to school, we'll quickly go through this map over here on page number 62, where you can see yesterday also the Cantabrian Mountains, you see the Plateau of France, Massif Central you see over here, then Pyrenees, the Spanish Plateau, the Sierra Morena, this is Sierra Nevada, then you have the Mount Blanc, and then you have the Pennine chain, this is the central land, then you have the Carpathian Mountains here, then Balkan Mountains over here, Dinaric Alps, okay, the Rhodope Mountains, then we have the Pindus Mountains over here, we have the Demeter, all these, this is 2,528 meters children. You see the lowland below sea level here, then Caucasus Mountains, then this is, sorry, wait, my camera is not focusing properly children. Okay, now then we have, this is Mount, let me check over here, I can't see, okay, we'll see it, Ibris, okay, then they have shown the different rivers. You have the Scandinavian mountains you can see over here, then the Lapland and the Götaland here, Iceland over here. So this is what? This is the tundra region. Now children, they have shown the various rivers which are draining into the Black Sea as well. So once you come to school, we'll take up a larger physical map of the region, and I'll show you all the mountains and the rivers which flow, drain the continent of Europe and the different mountain ranges. Till that time, I want you to go through all the major physical features that we covered today, and tomorrow we will take up case study tourism in Switzerland. Till that time, stay safe and stay blessed.